What's up, everyone? Back for another live with Bryant. I'm going to send him the invite and then we'll be good to go. All right, now we wait. Yo,
Yo, what's up, man?
what's going on, dude?
Not much. Just chilling.
Nice. How's vacation and everything been for you?
It's all right, you know. I go back to work on the 14th, so been,
Gosh.
going places here and there locally and everything. So, like yesterday, I went kayaking.
How are the gyms over there?
Oh, where I'm at?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like if you go into like a straight like a powerlifting gym or something like that, I've been to a couple powerlifting gyms and I've been skipping around. So it's like wanted to see exactly one that's right for me. The one I go to right now, it's a private gym, but it's club and everything like that. It has everything there for me, so it doesn't really, and it's like only like 15 minutes away, so it's not.
Nice. Nice, dude. All right, well, let's hop right in. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been lifting? What got you into lifting in the first place? And then some of your best lifts.
Okay, so I've been lifting like around ever since I was 18. I'll be like actually like because I'm a power builder, so lifting like heavy and everything like that. Let's say give or take like 6 7 years. No, like 6 years. Yeah, realistically speaking, 6 years. And to know more about myself, I'm just the average guy. Like I work, go to the gym, and then on my spare time, I just like to play video games, as you know, and then like go out, do outdoorsy stuff, and also like draw a little bit too. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw some of the stuff that you do on your page. It's pretty dope, dude. It's
yeah,
cool.
those are kind of old though. I gotta like keep like I just fall off a little bit on the illustration and everything like that. But I'm trying to like save up a couple money to like move in a apartment like a apartment and everything like that. So then I could just get my own booth and start tattooing again because I used to do that. So.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. So, what kind of got you into lifting in the first place?
Well, what really got me into lifting, if you really want to know, because you remember when I told you that I do suffer from depression and everything like that, it was one of the main reasons was because I was really heavily bullied, like extremely, like verbally and physically, like it was bad, and that was like I started lifting after like that was like senior year, like a little bit after senior year, so like I was bullied elementary to middle school to freshman year. And then it kind of died out like 10th grade, 11th, 12th. But then that just made me insecure and everything after that. So it just traveled with me throughout the year. So it's more
Yeah,
bullying and the depression, everything aspect of it. I use the gym as like mental therapy more than.
yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Like I got into the gym because I was tired of people making fun of how I look. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, like I want to go from them making fun of me to them like respecting me for all like the work and everything that I put in over the years. So
Hmm?
I
I mean,
feel you.
so
Yeah. And then what about some of your best lifts? Like I've been like obviously you and I just really started talking like this year, just started getting to know each other this year. And I like followed some of look at the LOL. Look at the swab with the curls, Alex. Um but yeah, so you're really strong, bro. And it's not just like the big three lifts. It's not just squat, bench, and deadlift. Like you're really strong when it comes to everything, like cables, dumbbell stuff. You're strong, like everything, bro. So like, what are some of your best lifts?
well, some recently, like like the single ply bench which was 455. I'm trying to get to 500. The 605 squat, overhead press. I'm already at 250, trying to get to 315. Like like forearm curling. Now I'm up to like 90, 95 with like no wrists. I can well they say cheek curling. It's cheek curling 225, but like dumbbell curling go up to like 90, 95. But like the main compound lifts, like is that it's my strongest lift is my squat, believe it or not. And I used to hate legs. I used to love more back and stuff. Now I like chest and back more than no chest and legs more than back. I hate them.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of similar to me, bro. Like when I first started lifting, it was all about doing like benching and curls.
Mhm.
And then I was like, okay, well, I'm tired of people making fun of my chicken legs and my small calves. My calves are still small, but my squat's a lot stronger. So I guess like not much has changed. But definitely like as much as I hate squatting, I feel like I'm slightly better at squatting than I am deadlifting. Because bro, I see people deadlifting over 600 pounds, and I'm just like, how, dude? So I guess it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it's also a genetic thing because there's some things that like your legs might be stronger than your back. Some people's back might be stronger than the chest. So you're not like people that are like kind of like genetic freaks that they're strong in bench, squat, and deadlift. You got to ask them also like how much years they've been doing it for, and like the regimen, their diet, everything. So
Yeah,
everybody's gonna be stronger in one lift than other. Like
yeah,
that's just genetic.
definitely. Like my boy Ryan, he's my lady's cousin in the chat. The dude's a monster squatter, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he squatted like 500 or 600 like in high school. I think he broke like the school record, bro.
Yeah,
It was
I don't know what they get. I don't know what they're feeding high schoolers now, bro. Like the foot, I don't know what they're doing because you see people like snatching like 400 pounds, like squatting 600. I'm like, what? Like I don't, and it's mostly like football players. That's what it is.
yeah. He said 645, bro. That makes no sense. I've never
I,
even touched that.
I guessing it's just a genetic thing, like how much he weighed. It's a lot. It's just
Yeah.
genetic at that
And
point.
it's crazy too because like I remember uh growing up and like eating the food, like I felt like our generation was when they were pumping like all the products into the food, and now there's like less products, or it's less whatever it's called, like there's less stuff in the food, but the kids are still getting stronger, younger.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm guessing like because they do football, they do football exercises, the regimen, and like in the field and everything like that, and also they have to incorporate weight training. So if you have strong legs, you already know you're gonna be running through guys, especially if you're like a wide receiver. No one's gonna be able to catch you.
Yeah, definitely. So something else that I noticed, like looking at your page, is that you use different types of equipment, right? So I've seen you use like I don't know if it's a slingshot, but definitely the single ply for benching. I've seen you use like knee wraps and stuff like that. So what types of equipment do you use for your lifting, and what kind of got you into using them?
Well, the knee wraps and slingshot is because I want to overload on weight, but then when I do it completely raw, because people like I already showed it like in the last competition, people think I can't like bench over 300. I can. I just choose not to because I'm trying to get to a certain weight assisted, so then I can take off the weight, and then that's the knee wraps. So
Right.
most likely I can like completely raw. I can like squat 500. I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm trying to get to a certain weight and everything like that.
Yeah.
And completely raw. So like people always accuse me why you don't go to competition, certain federation. I can. I just choose not to right now because I think I want to get to a certain point, and then from there, I'm gonna just put everything on the platform, and it's gonna be like easy. I'm not trying to struggle when I'm like in a official federation like
Right.
USPL. Like how USPL is too strict. I got one of my boys. He just posted a video used recently that he competed in USPL, but he's like a senior though. But him and it's just like it depends on the federation. I'm thinking about doing probably like next year, probably doing RSP. I think that's the one it's called. It's in Jersey. I think that's the one that it's called. That I know guy that he used to work for animals, so like I just hit him up and everything. I'm actually gonna get ready for a competition in October, and that's
Yeah.
in another gym. I believe in Skiba Gym, the well known RP. Yeah, you see, he knows. So I was getting ready for that one in October. Is gonna be in Carteret, and Skiba Gym. It's well known. Like the elite powerlifters went there. Larry Reeves, he was young. He went. Dan Green, he went there to do seminars and stuff. So, and I went there. It just the thing is like some drama occurred, and then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of people, what they don't understand when it comes to equipment is, yes, it can assist you with the lift, but just like you're saying, it's going to give you that overload. So that way, your body knows what it feels like to hold that much weight. You know what I mean? So like the knee wraps are going to help you with the squat a little bit. So your body's going to be used to squatting, whatever, 500, 600 pounds. Same thing for the slingshot. The fact that you're actually able to hold over 400 pounds in your hands, when you go back to doing regular bench, it's going to feel a lot better. Like it's not going to feel so heavy and intimidating. So it's actually a really smart way to train. I feel like a lot of people just don't really understand that. And they think, oh, it's all cheating. It's just helping you too much, blah, blah, blah.
Those people, like I said, like over the years, I've been to the era, even like the bodybuilding.com area. And that's when I first started. I first started with bodybuilding, and then after that, like back then I used to be 6% body fat. and everything with veins all over. I didn't like it though because I was like skinny. You know what I'm saying? I was ripped, yeah, and but my regimen was like insane. But after the years, I was like, you know what? I didn't like this look. I looked myself in the mirror. I'm like, I gotta get more bigger and I gotta get stronger. I always asked myself that I wanted to be the guy because I'm that guy that you see in the corner just doing his own thing. Like I don't mess with body. I don't like. I just do my own thing. So I just wanted to be that guy that's like, because of the bullying stuff, just that guy that you see him and you don't want to even mess with him.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to him. But if you talk to me, like, you know the type of person I am.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So what's your approach to your training split? Like, how do you balance strength work, hypertrophy, or like how do you split up your muscle groups?
Well, the way I do it is this. Many people have different, regimens of doing it. But let's say, because I go 4 times a week, and I do, like, some people, they do like chest and shoulders. I'm like, and I look at them like, I don't agree with that due to the fact that you got, like, when you go to the gym, you have to train a major muscle group and a small one, like a big one and a small one. So for me, I do, let's say Monday, I do chest and biceps. Tuesday I do back and triceps. Wednesday I do shoulders, traps, and forearms, and then Thursday or Friday, like depending if I want to take a rest day or whatever, like I do just legs. Quads, hamstrings, calves, adductors, the whole thing. So that's how I train it. And then for hypertrophy, like I always told people, because I do it myself. Like 1 week I'll do like moderate to heavy or heavy training, and then the next week I'll do like light to moderate, weight. So I can still stay, like I can still have that endurance as well as having that strength. So I do hypertrophy 1 week, and then the next week I do strength training. That's how I do.
Yeah, I always found those kind of splits very interesting because I was so, especially when I first started lifting, I was so like bodybuilding oriented, and I did the bro split for years. I got great results, but obviously it's not optimal. You know what I mean? And now that I've been lifting for, at this point, like just over a decade, I'm realizing like there's so many different splits that work, and like using the opposing muscle groups. Like let's say, like you said, you're doing like chest and biceps. If you're hitting your chest and then you're letting your chest recover while you're hitting biceps, then the next chest exercise you can go even harder instead of just doing chest to chest to chest to chest and then just frying yourself after 3 exercises. So
yeah, it's like something they like to do, like if they want to get the bench stronger, like people told them, oh, just do bench twice a week. I mean, the thing is, it depends how fast you can recover, number one.
Yeah.
A lot of other things come into fact. If you ate before, if you're feeling good mentally, a lot of factors come in. Me personally, I like to take my time doing it, because it's like a process, a step-by-step process. So you're gonna get stronger eventually. Just some people, they do that because they want to get stronger like mad quick and everything like that. And everybody's body is different. Everybody's body, just because for that person, they do chest twice a week or legs 3 times a week, and they're able to they maintain that, does not mean it's gonna work for you.
Yeah. And like I've ran into that issue before, because I remember, again, I went from hitting my chest, let's say once or twice a week, to being on a standard powerlifting program when it's more so like full body. And bro, I was benching like 4 to 6 times. Like not everything is flat. Like sometimes it's inclined, sometimes it's whatever, dumbbell, blah, blah, blah. But if you're benching that much, you're just going to be fried. And like my elbows started getting hurt, like my shoulders and everything started getting hurt. So like now it's to the point where I've really found my sweet spot for my body, which is generally like 2 to 4 times a week for whatever pressing movements, and I can recover from that. So it's definitely, like you're saying, everybody's different. You got to listen to your body, so on and so forth. So my next question for you is, do you incorporate like specialty bars or like bands and chains or different lifting variations, or do you tend to keep it pretty standard?
I mean, you're talking to the guy that like the good old fashioned traditional, just like, good the good old fashioned exercises. The only thing I could say I could like kind of incorporate with that was resistance. So let's say I do like bench, right? Like incline, normal flat bench, and decline. And after that, I'll go to resistance. So I'll get the best of both worlds, which would be the barbell as well as like resistance band. Some people they like kettlebells and stuff. I mean, it's personal preference. I don't use kettlebells. If I want to build muscle, like how they say, if you want to build muscle, you use dumbbells. You want to build strength, you can also build some type of muscle, but you got to know how to hit it with the barbell. You know what I'm saying? And then it's for the stretching and contraction. So if you want a wider chest or whatever, you use the resistance. So me, it's just good old fashioned barbell, dumbbell, and resistance. And if you want, you want to switch it up with, different exercises. If you're doing dumbbells, you can do dumbbell flies or dumbbell press, you know. And that's just if you just want to get fancy with it. But other than that, like all that other stuff, like certain like bars and everything like that, barbells, that's just not me. I just like the traditional stuff because it's worked back in the golden era with, you know, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that, even when he was powerlifting and all those people, and it works still to today. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything or anything like that. I'm just the good old fashioned, you know, basic stuff.
Yeah, and I also think it depends on what your goals are, and then like you're saying, like what your body is, right? So, for me, if I use just a standard straight bar too often, I get pretty beat up. So then, let's say I'll incorporate like the safety squat bar, or I'll incorporate the football bar that has like the neutral grips.
Yeah.
If I want to switch things up and then keep like my shoulders and elbows healthy, but other than that, like if you want to get good at the squat, bench, and deadlift using the straight bar, you have to squat, bench, and deadlift using the straight bar. For sure.
Basically what it is. Like all that other accessory work, yes, it can work. That's why I like power building, because power building, well, term power bodybuilding, but you know, that's short for that. So it's like you get the best of both worlds. So it's like you can do bodybuilding and it's not necessarily you're gonna have like, you know, like a bodybuilding physique. No, that's not the case. The case is that there's powerlifters that do that are power builders and they do powerlifting, they look shredded and stuff. It's the fact that it just depends on how you want to get. And like you said, like your goals and what muscle groups you want to mostly focus on. Like me, I have a really fast metabolism. So it's like, if I wanted to get abs, because people would always tell me, oh, well, you don't get abs, you look chubby. Bro, I can get abs literally if I buckle down, which I can easily in like 2-3 months or 2 months. Because I already know how to get abs and everything like that. And the diet, I have to change everything. I'll quit everything cold turkey. But the thing is, for me, there's no point in, you know, abs. That's my opinion, though. Everybody is different. Maybe my negligence, probably. But abs, you know, is good core strength. But if you already have good core strength already from doing your compound lifts, then it's not necessary.
Yeah.
My opinion, just like an icing on the cake is what it is. But if you're strong in everything else, it doesn't really matter, you know. It mostly matters for, I'm guessing, the people that do calisthenics. Because you need a core.
Yeah, exactly. And like the other thing is, it also depends on your genetic set point, right? So for me personally, I'm just like you, right? I could definitely get abs, and I have a solid core because I've been doing so much heavy lifting over the years. But the only thing is, when I'm dieted down and I'm like 10 to 12% body fat, I feel like garbage, bro.
Yeah.
Every single lift, dude, I feel like trash. And it's like, just like you're saying, like for me personally, I don't find having abs worth it if I can't perform well in the gym.
Yeah. Like,
so yeah, I completely agree with you, bro.
That time, like that, like I say, like, because I used to take a whole day just for abs, you know, upper, lower, obliques, everything, love handles. But the thing is that why take that when I can take that, incorporate that time into doing, you know, get my chest stronger, get my back stronger, or my legs way more important than abdominals. You know?
Yeah.
If you ever really have a base core, like a good core, then you should be straight. You know what I'm saying? Then you just work from there. It's just some people like it. I'm guessing in my opinion, it's like more of the aesthetic, like the aesthetics of it and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's like people that do that just do it for content, you know, on social media. But realistically speaking, like those people that they just do it necessarily for content, they're not necessarily really like real serious in the gym. People that are really serious in the gym, you can see them. You can literally just walk into the gym and just see that person and not even talk to them, and you already know that they're serious.
Definitely. Yeah, and I also think that people don't understand, like, depending on your genetics, how much you have to suffer to maintain that physique year round. And just like you said, like if your business is based off of how you look, then yeah, you should try to stay shredded. You should try to look like a gym shark year round. But to me, just like you're saying, it's not really worth it.
Yeah.
So my next question for you is, what things have changed for your fitness journey over the years, and what are your current goals?
Well, the most important thing that has changed for me over my fitness journey is both my depression that's gotten a little bit more manageable, that, and my anger management. Because you know how I told you I suffer from anger management stuff, but I also go to therapy for that. So therapy, like, I just started that recently, but like the gym is more of my safe havens for when I'm just like having, like, you know, just thinking about things, and all the anger I can just put it, and then I just feel good for the rest of the day, you know?
Yeah.
And what was the next question?
What are your goals, your current goals?
my current goals, and this is natural because I got a couple times that people say like, "What gear I'm on?" And obviously, like I'm not on gear. That is not it. My current goals is that naturally I'm trying to get to a 700-pound deadlift. I already got my squats for 600, but I'm trying to do more. So I'm guessing now it's like 700-pound squat, and for bench 500.
Nice.
And going down and doing four or five, literally raw, complete for reps, like nothing, like butter.
Yeah.
So
Nice. Yeah, I would say the same for me, honestly. Like I first got into the same thing as everybody. You first get into the gym because everybody wants to attract the girls or the guys or whatever you're into. But then it became therapeutic, and it was just, dude, especially during college. College was a really hard time for me. I had a lot of people die. Just like you're saying, there's a lot of like mental and verbal abuse, not necessarily like family stuff, but like different like people who were friends at the time.
mm-hmm.
And lifting helped me kind of get through all that because just like you're saying, like I feel like it was the one thing that I could control no matter what was happening. Like as long as I had my time in the gym, like I was good. And then definitely like how it's changed over the years is now it's strictly like therapeutic. Like yeah, I love whatever going in, putting in the work, looking a certain way, lifting a certain weight, but it's mostly just like if I don't get my lift in for the day, like I go crazy, bro. Like
Yeah,
I can't not lift for
after
sure.
a certain amount of years, it becomes like second nature, like basically your routine. So when you miss a day or anything like that, you feel weird. You know, that's the thing. Like I said, everybody's body is differently. Like for me, when I go to the gym, like I don't talk to nobody. I see through people. Like you just like people that in the gym, they know. Like I don't mess around. Like even like recently when I posted that video up, that was me training with my coworker. That he loves training with me and stuff because I made him squat from 405. Literally, like last time he did like 405 or three, and I did 495.
Yeah.
Jump.
It's crazy.
He did a deadlift. He did the most he ever did was 405, and then after that he did 495. So it's like my way of doing it. It works for me. Everybody has their own own way of like training and everything like that. But people that see me and everything that actually know me, they know that what I'm doing is just like insane. It's because my body's just already used to it. Because like say for like my work schedule, I work from 3 p.m. to like 1 a.m. to like let's say latest like 3. So I go to the gym in the morning, and I take my pills and such, and I take my 3 scoops, sometimes 4 scoops of pre-workout, do 2 hours of gym, and then straight there I gotta go home, brush, change, and go to work right thereafter. And where I work at, it's just like it's in a dock, so it's like you deal with the weather and stuff. Like in this heat, they get 80 something, 90 something. And those trailers inside is like 100 something. So it's custom. People be like, "How do you do it?" Just I mean, I gotta do it. You gotta pay your bills and stuff. So
Right. Yeah, and it's crazy, bro. So I actually used to work for a moving company, right? And you'd have to be in the warehouse at 6 in the morning, and you're working from 6 all the way until 4:30. And just like you're saying, it's hot. All the trailers are hot. You're lifting things like you're lifting freaking like couches and refrigerators and like washing machines
mad.
all day. And then I'm going from there. I go home, get something to eat, and then I go work out. I don't know how I did that. I don't know if I could do it anymore, but like you're saying, like you do what you got to do, like to get your lift in, for sure. So my next question for you is, how did you improve your strength for exercises outside of the big three? So like I was talking about, like seeing you do wrist curls, that was crazy, or doing the 225 barbell curl, that was crazy. But especially watching you do the tricep pushdowns with the entire stack, I'm like, bro, my elbows would explode, like completely just pop off. So like, do you prioritize those lifts? Like, do you spend time specifically training that, or is it kind of just what's it called? Is it kind of just like an outcome of how you train overall?
Not like every time I go, let's say if I'm doing chest and triceps, I always incorporate the tricep pull downs, like a couple variations. So the way I got into that point that strong is because it's just like consistency over the years. Like I didn't do that back then. I used to just do like 20 to 50 pounds, but then how they say to get stronger, you gotta stay at a certain weight and then get used to it and then work your way up from there. Everybody's body is different. Sometimes I'll just be skipping weight sometimes, and even if I do it for 1 or 2 reps, like my body's gonna get like used to that, so then I can just up against and go heavier from there, or just rep that weight out. So like, like I do like when I did like what was it last week? Yeah, I did triceps. I did like 5, 6 exercises. That's usual, like 5, 6 exercises. And when I was cutting, I used to do like reps of 30. Now I gotten it down to like 6 to 8 reps, and then so 5, 6 exercise for triceps, and then like upper chest I do like 2, 3. Same for mid and lower and inside. So it's like the thing is I'm able to I've custom my body so much that I don't even need that much water when I'm at the gym, which is and I go fasting also. So it's like just like I said, just consistency. You just keep on doing it, and then sooner or later, is like body's gonna get a tolerance to doing that, and then
Yeah.
you just work from there. So I just started small with certain like accessory, like the tricep pull down. Start a small weight, and then just gradually over the year, just getting like making it heavier and heavier and heavier. Incorporate other exercises like skull crushers, a lot of other stuff. So
Yeah. And do you find, like, I know you're talking about like getting your body accustomed to it, but do you find when you go heavier for triceps that you start to get elbow issues, or is it just something at this point that you're not really worried about because you built it up?
of course, when I get elbow issues, especially when I was on that tricep, I get elbow issues and everything like that. But it's not like a pain that I know that it's serious. It's just a pain because you're going heavier and your elbow's not accustomed to it. So that's why,
Yeah.
when they're doing some tricep exercises or skull crushes, they use elbow wraps. Yes, I have elbow wraps too, but for specific exercise like that, as resistance or whatever, you don't necessarily need elbow wraps. Like that just doesn't make any sense. You use it for like like for the compound list, like you're doing overhead press, something like that. That's why.
Yeah.
But for stuff like that, it just takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, because I found over the years, like, there's certain exercises I can go really heavy on
Mm.
and not have elbow issues, right? So if it comes to the bench press, obviously, or like close grip bench or dips or overhead press, it's fine. It's mostly when it comes to like the elbow extension movements. If I go too heavy, that's when I start to feel it like right back here, and it kind of messes with me.
I'm
So,
because like a lot of people when they do that, they don't do it that much. Like if
mm,
you do it and you always be consistent with it and always incorporate it, so when you're doing tricep, your muscles are gonna get like it's gonna get stronger, and like your body's gonna get used to it. So then you'll be able to go heavier and heavier and heavier. Of course, I always suffer from like joint pain and everything all the time. Like not necessarily knee pain, because like when I'm doing squats and stuff, yeah, I do it with form, but it's like I don't really. It's mostly you could say yeah, like my elbows. Like it's my elbows and my shoulders when I'm benching and everything like that. But it's like like you said, like a lot of things comes to play. Like sometimes you just want to get right into it. And you don't warm up that much and stuff like that. Like me,
yeah.
be like, yo, why you don't warm up, man? My warm up is that I start with like the bar and then just putting on plates. That's just me. Some other people, they like doing the exercises, stretching and stuff. Now that's just.
Yeah. Got you. Got you. So my next question is, what are your reasons for lifting and how have they changed over the years? So you kind of talked about it helps you with your depression, and that's kind of what got you into it in the first place. But what about now? What's your why?
The reason why it's like now is I don't even necessarily have to prove anything to anyone. I just want to prove it to myself how strong I can get with my body type and how my body reacts to the weight. How strong I can get to it naturally until I like it reaches a certain point and be like, okay, now you maybe gonna have to use some type of extra help. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
keep on going until I see what I can tax my physique and my nervous system. And so it's like you just can't anymore because it's like some people, like I said, they'll be genetic freaks and they'll be strong from the get go. And there's other people that are genetic freaks, but they're not strong at the beginning, and then they work their way up, and they can actually be stronger than the people that are already strong. So it just depends, I'm guessing, on how consistent you are with it. Me, I just want to see where I can live at this point. It's with the mental therapy, but I want to see where I can tax my body at this point.
Got you. Yeah, it's pretty similar for me too. Like I've been lifting for 10 years, and it's like once you've been lifting for that long, you're gonna get pretty close to your genetic limit. So for me now, it's way, way, way less about how I look and and like you're saying, like seeing what my body can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's cool because it's like I never really specifically trained for strength until more recently. So I'm like, yo, if I would have been training for strength this whole time, like I'd be like stupid strong and definitely like competitive at like an elite level. But now it's also like you're saying, like because I want to lift for the rest of my life, I'm not interested in proving to anybody else what I can do or what I have to do and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not trying to constrain everything into a short timeline and completely just burn out by the time I'm 30.
Yeah,
So
a lot of people
I'm
stuff too. Even
yeah,
people here, they just get injured, and then they just like it doesn't feel like when Larry Wheels he hurt his bicep. The guy that was with him, he was bodybuilding, trying to ego lift with an incline bench, and he tore his
yeah,
upper pec. A lot of injuries happen like that. One of my my buddies that I used to work out with, he said, "Oh, if you're gonna get into powerlifting, you can't do both." I'm like, I don't really agree with that, but he said if you're gonna get into powerlifting strictly, it's a sport that you're bound to get injured. And I don't necessarily believe that. It depends on how careful and cautious you are when you're lifting, is what it is. Some people, they just throw caution to the wind sometimes when they're already at elite level. You be like, I did this before, I'm just gonna do it again. And they strain themselves to the point that they think they're gonna do it, and then just something just snaps. And
yeah,
that's when they gotta head to the doctors and everything, or the emergency room, because they broke something, or like or bicep or something like that. And that
right.
hinder them for them to get stronger.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that I see a lot with the younger lifters, especially people who don't start lifting until they're closer to like the adult age, and they make a lot of progress really fast. Like, let's say they do like a 500-pound deadlift within their first year of lifting, then they're like, oh, I'm gonna lift 800 pounds by the time I'm 30, right? And they push and they push and they push, and then they get hurt, and they think it's like the end of the world. It's like, bro, if you just take your time, like take a step back, don't always completely go balls to the wall every single session, because that's how you get hurt, and then that's how you end up destroying your whole career. Like that happened to me. I tell the story semi often. Like 2 years ago, when I first started powerlifting, I was doing pause deadlifts, and I was trying to go up 10 pounds progressive overload every single week. And I went into a session feeling like garbage, and I ended up halfway through the set, I just felt my lat like lock up, and then I couldn't get out of bed for like 3 days. And I'm like, okay, like from now on, whenever I train, I'm going to base it off of how I feel and not just try to push through. Yes, there are times where you have to kind of just like suck it up and put in the work. But if you know that you're feeling like trash, and you know that something's going to happen if you try to attempt this weight, like just don't do it, bro. Just like think about the long game.
I'm guessing a lot of people, that's like gym maturity, because a lot of people, they just
Yeah.
compare themselves to their idol or something like that, or somebody they look up to on social media. I'm like, dude, it's social media. A lot of that stuff is bull. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not real. So it's like the first thing is to control your mind. Once you can control your mind, then you can control your whole body. Because a lot of people, they don't know how to control their mind mentally. So they go into the gym and they just be like, oh, I just want to get like this and everything like that, and do everything with brute force. And then that's how you get injured. You got to go into it
Yeah.
smart, knowing your limitations, knowing how you're going to be able to tax your nervous system and everything like that. So then from there, you can work from there as a foundation. People, they just go in there like just arrogant, and they don't want to hear no advice from like people that actually know. So it's like they just go
Yeah.
and after that, that's on you.
Yeah. And the other thing that I tell a lot of my clients is once you reach a certain strength threshold, you got to take care of more things outside of the gym, right? So I'm sure it was probably the same for you. When you first started lifting, you could go hard every single session and be fully recovered for the next one. And you could lift 5, 6 times a week. But now that you're lifting weights that are 400+ pounds consistently, I can only lift like 4 times a week. Anything more than that, and I just feel completely like fried going into every session.
It's
And for a
because
lot of
I'm guessing, like I said, everybody's body is different, and depends on your lifestyle too. Like a lot of those kids that
yeah,
they're like college kids, or they don't work and they don't actually have the same lifestyle. So that comes into play too. Like it's really harder for you to come out of work or go to the gym and go into work after, compared to them that all they just do. Yeah, college
yeah,
is, and we all been through college, but it's not the same as when you're working, like physical jobs, and then after that you got to go to all that. That takes a lot. And I know people that they work in construction with 2 jobs, sometimes
yeah.
3 jobs, and they still go to the gym. So a
Yeah,
lot.
like the guy that was in the chat before, Small Bunyan, that was talking about the RPS. I'm pretty sure he's a construction worker, but he also like built his own gym. So like he does construction and then he goes to the gym after. And the dude squats. He's gonna squat 800 pounds soon. Like just in wraps and a belt, he's gonna squat 800. It's wild, bro. But definitely, like you're saying, like when I was in college, because I was able to have more control over my schedule, bro, I was getting like 10 hours of sleep a day. And it's like no wonder I could lift 5 to 6 times a week and I was doing mixed martial arts twice a week and doing boxing once a week because like I could get all the food that I needed. I could take care of my sleep, make sure I was hydrated, blah blah blah. Just like you're saying, now that we're actually adults and have big boy jobs, like you can't control those factors as much. So you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so it's like some people like they don't have that amount of time to like work out for like like two 2 hours, an
Yeah,
hour, and 30 minutes. Like it's gonna accumulate in time. You know what I'm saying? It
yeah,
accumulates. So it all depends on everybody's schedule, like how you're able to manage your schedule, your whole lifestyle with the gym as well. Like anybody can do it, just like how Arnold Schwarzenegger said. That just excuses. Like you
yeah,
putting excuses. I know people that have a really hectic schedule and they have kids, they have a house and all that stuff, and they're still able to go to the gym. So
right.
at the day, if you don't make time for the gym, that's on you. You're just making excuses and accept it for the reality that it is.
Definitely. So my next question for you was, how has your view on fitness changed during your lifting career, and how do you block out the haters? So you kind of talked about like now it's mostly just you proving things to yourself and not everybody else. I feel like for me it was pretty similar because, bro, when I first started lifting, everyone was like, dude, you don't even look like you lift. You're mad skinny, blah blah blah. And then no gas, like a year later, everybody was hitting me up. Yo, can I come lift with you? What's your split? Blah blah blah. Can you help me out? This and that. And I'm like, dude, you guys were just roasting me the last like 8 months, and now you're trying to get my help. So like, how do you, or how has your views changed on everything? And then how do you like just put on your horse blinders?
At the beginning, I was really like my view upon fitness and everything like that and strength training. It was mostly to prove stuff to other people because like they always thought that I like, oh, so much weight, you're gonna get injured and everything. So I try to prove to them. Now that I have years in the gym, so it's like now they already know that I'm strong and everything like that. I even if they say that, I don't really care. It's mostly towards myself. I focus more on myself than more than other people. Once you start doing that, then you start feeling more happy about it. You stop caring about what other people say, on what they view upon you and everything like that, because they don't pay your bills, they don't go to the gym with you and everything like that. So why care about that at the end of the day? Those are just keyboard warriors. Just like how you said, like in the haters. And I have videos on my profile when everybody's just talking a lot of smack, saying, "Oh, about this, yada yada yada." But at the end of the day, those are people that aren't bigger than me, aren't stronger than me. So why? At the end of the day, I just keep those comments on there just to let people know the amount of hate that I get, but I shouldn't care nevertheless.
Yeah, yeah, it's so true, and it's wild because the people that talk the most trash are always the ones that don't even lift or have never been in your shoes and don't do everything that you do, which I found a lot of people do over the years, and it was crazy, bro, because like especially like I didn't go to school for health and exercise science. I went to school for music, and it was awkward because I was high key treated like the meathead the whole time. Like everybody thought I was just some douche like with big muscles, and it's like nah. Like I spent years meticulously studying this stuff to figure out how to lift and do all this stuff, and it's like I'm putting in all this work on top of doing all the same things that you guys are doing, but you're still talking trash about me.
Because
And now it's gotten to the point, just like you're saying, all those people are now hitting me up, wondering like, oh, how'd you get there? How'd you do this? Blah blah blah. So it's like definitely what you're saying. Like once you have that tunnel vision and you're just focused on yourself, everything is a lot better.
yeah, because like I said, at the end of the day, they have nothing else better to do than talk shit. That's all. That's literally just what it is. Because those same people aren't gonna be the same people that's gonna come in my face and say that to me. Because look, I'm
Yeah,
telling you straight up, I come from like I grew up around the projects in Plainfield and stuff. So I went to Plainfield High School and everything. Like I grew up in the hood. So like I'm that type of person. If you got something to say it to my face. But they're not gonna say it because they're keyboard warriors. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? All those people that even see me that when I go to the gym, they don't say anything, dude. Like when they see me lifting, they just move aside. That's all they do. They just move aside because they know that when I'm going there, I'm going there to work. Just like how I bring that same, just like how everybody brings that same energy when they're gonna
yeah,
go out to the club, gonna go out to work, right? You have that energy to make that break because you have to pay your bills. Then transfer that same energy when you go to the gym and watch it. You start seeing results. But people don't want to do that because literally all you are is there's nothing else. Don't say the time. Don't say you got kids. Don't say none of that because there's people that have been in worse positions than you and still able to make it. You're just
right,
putting excuses.
exactly.
But the
And it's right. It's so wild to me, bro, because I'll never forget, especially during high school, all the same people that would either make fun of me or like kind of like ignore me or not talk to me at all actually started showing me respect like after we graduated, and then they saw like I was making gains, and then they were like, "Oh, yo, what's good, bro? It's good to see you. What's up? Blah blah blah, this and that." I'm like, "Yo, that's so wild, dude."
Yeah, that's just how it is. Just like it with me, dude. Like all the
Yeah,
people that used to bully me and stuff like that. Like what was it? Recently, when I went to go get tatted and everything like that, there was a guy that used to be a really big bully on me. So
yeah,
I didn't. Like I was kind of like on the edge when I went. Like he said, "Oh, hey, how's it going, Brian?" Everything. I looked at him like, who is this guy? And then it was like, oh, I kind of know. It was like, oh, he put his hand out to dab on me, but he was in front of his friends, and so
yeah,
I just dabbed with my girl and everything like do it too, and she thought I was gonna do something. The thing is,
yeah,
I was gonna punch up. Like if I didn't keep my cool there and I would have blacked out, then I probably would have like just like put him in the hospital or even killed him, something like that.
yeah,
Because I don't like, you know what I'm saying. That brings me back like mentally from when I used to be bullied and stuff, especially from him. So
yeah,
like after I did that, a lot of people be like, "Oh, that was a really mature thing to you to do." Yeah, it can be, but another side of me is like, I wanted to beat his face in for doing all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Dude, that's such like a struggle too, because now it's to the point where it's like you've been training for years, you know how to defend yourself, how to take care of
Oh,
yourself, but now it's to the point where it's like, okay, you've also matured so much. And sometimes it's not frustrating because it's like I really don't want to be the mature one. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be the bigger person. So it's definitely a struggle for sure.
I
Uh,
mean, is when you don't let in certain situations get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? When there's a time for you to walk away and everything like that, because now we're old. You know, we got all like bills and everything to pay. So it's like when there's situations that you can walk away from it and not escalate it, you should just do that. Although it
yeah,
might think that you're a coward or anything like that, but in reality, you're not, because you're actually the bigger person in that situation.
yeah,
Let your emotions get the best of you because you don't get anything from fighting. And
yeah,
now
exactly.
back in the day it was different, you know, because we were kids. Now it's like you put your hands on somebody, it's an assault charge.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly. So my next question, I just got two more questions for you. The first one is, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting their fitness journey? And then what about someone who's struggling with like plateaus and motivation?
for the fitness journey question, is my advice to you is that do not take any advice from social media, because social media is all bullshit. Number
Mm-hmm.
one. Number two is do your research before you even start going into the gym. Do all your research online, because Google is going to be your best friend. And like start asking questions from people that actually been going to the gym, and you can see the results and they know what they're doing. They're about that lifestyle, and then feed off from it. And then from there, when you have that foundation and the knowledge from all that research and stuff, you take that onto the gym, and then you start focusing. First, you start focusing on your mind. Then when you focus on your mind, then you're going to get to your body. If your mind is right, then your body's going to be right. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
powerlifting. Just because your body is capable of lifting 500 done it before, if you're not right mentally, you're not going to be able to lift it.
Yeah.
So do your research, then feed off from other people, and gain the knowledge from everyone and everything like that, and then use that towards your fitness journey, and just take it slow. Like this is not a race. Like there's no point for you. Like what are you gonna gain from trying to like lift 500 pounds or look this physique in the first year? You're gonna
Yeah.
most likely injure you at the end of the day when you're there in the hospital. But no, when your family members or your loved ones gonna be there, not the people that always like, oh, you look big and stuff. They're not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Only you. You got to take it slow, and then just you start getting experience throughout the years and everything like that. And then from there, when you already mastered your mind and your body, you already know that you can do certain stuff like to tweak certain exercises and stuff like that, so you can get the most optimal exercise. So it's like like when some people they do curls, right? They curl with the elbow outside, and I always tell them no,
Yeah.
don't do keep your elbow close to your lap, because you get more bicep isolation. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, like with certain exercises, and you can still get a pump from the from your biceps. But it's better to isolate it and still get that pump. You feel it more in your bicep on that than when you're doing it like wide grip.
Yeah, definitely. And that's like honestly how I spent my first couple years of lifting was, bro, I would spend every free like minute, hour I had on YouTube just watching different like fitness channels and figuring out like what was the BS and then what actually works. And then it was dope because it was like I when I was getting my certification to be a personal trainer, I already knew everything. Like I had already been studying it for years. It was just about putting the actual science to my bro science. You know what I mean? So it's like if you find out what works, like that's gonna help you in the long run versus just like you're saying, doing all these BS workouts on all these fitness influencers pages because it's like they don't even do those workouts.
And they
You
don't. They
really think Yeah, you really think this person got like freaking big delts by doing freaking
Yeah,
burpees? Like, yeah, for 10 minutes? Nah.
he's like, oh, if he touches chest, it's like you can do these push-ups for 30 minutes and get a chest like me. No, dude,
Yeah.
no, that's not gonna work. They don't like, and it's like they don't show the real stuff on social media. It's like obviously you know who Kali Muscle is because he's true, but it's like when think about it, when have you actually seen a bodybuilder besides Larry Wheels talk about like no, well talk about steroids, but mostly talk about the health.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
to share like how their heart is, how their blood is, and everything like that. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He didn't talk about it, but then they knew about it when he had 2 heart surgeries. And was that from? It was from that. Because
Yeah.
once you do your first cycle, dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna be there. Because I have loads of friends that don't gear. It's like, and they told me, but it's like, at the end of the day, you think about it, it's not really worth it. It depends on if you're gonna be about the lifestyle. Once you do your first cycle, you already know your whole lifestyle is gonna change. You gotta eat,
Yeah.
just breathe gym. That's all it is. Because there's no point if you taking that and you're not putting in the work in. You know what I'm saying? Because that, first of all, that's expensive. Second of all,
Right.
like you're not gonna just take it and then nothing is gonna be like magic. No, you gotta put in the work. You know. And
Yeah.
third of all, is your health. You already know your health is gonna be declining. But none of them gonna talk like Dwayne Johnson. None of them's gonna talk about their health because they
Yeah.
know if they talk about it, the people that's gonna like listen to it, they're gonna get scared about it. They're not gonna.
Right.
That's why.
It blows my mind how many people think that The Rock is natural because, bro, he's in his 50s. He's in his 50s and he's in his prime. Do you
You
think
know,
you can be in your 50s in your prime?
right? When he was like kind of chunky, yeah, he was in a football. You even saw when he in that
Yeah.
football team, he was big. Yeah, but he's not like how we wasn't Fast and Furious. That he literally his fucking his shirt was about to pop out of his chest, and people
Yeah.
thought it was natural. Oh, nah, that's at that point that's just ignorance because the thing is he's not gonna tell nobody what he's taking. And with all that money and all that time he has, yeah, he might be really busy and stuff, but he's probably taking the most best gear there is in the market. He sleeps. He says he sleeps like 2 hours every 2 hours and stuff like that. The dude, like, just because he just like works and he does like movies, you don't know how his real lifestyle is.
Yeah.
How real health is and everything like that. But the only people that know is probably like his wife and his kids. But other than that, he's not gonna tell you, oh my, like I have to get checked every week and everything like that. Or my
Yeah.
heart, and my liver, it's like declining, but I look great.
Right. Well, another thing is the motivation, right? If he's making millions and millions of dollars doing movies every year, then yeah, why would he not be on the juice?
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And he has to take care of his health and blah blah blah. Like, why would he not do these things? And then on top of that, like, um, it also depends on where you live if steroids are legal or not. So obviously they're illegal in the U.S. So why, if you live in the U.S., would you go around promoting that you're using steroids if it's illegal? Versus like, let's say if you're in like Canada or something like that where it is legal, then it's like, yeah, you can be a lot more open about it. So
Yeah.
it's just all like, it's all freaking everything is like a lie, bro. And then you just gotta peel back the curtain. So
Tell people like take social media with a grain of salt. Use it as entertainment and everything like that. But more than that, don't do that. Like people, like now the kids, what like the teenage stuff, they're going into Instagram and stuff just because they saw C-Bum that he got in he what 2-time Olympia in Canada and everything like that, and they want to be
yeah,
like him, bro. The dude is on gear number one, and he's been training like good 10 years. You're not
yeah,
compare yourself. First of all, genetics. Second of all, the years of hard work and dedication, everything like that. And your body's
yeah,
not gonna. Everybody's body is different. Like me, I have terrible genetics. Doing people be like, "Oh no, you look great, bro." It's because of years of hard work. And even so,
yeah,
like my point is not rounded and everything like that. That's why I never really I lean more towards like power building and powerlifting than
yeah,
body because people tell me, "Oh, I can have the physique of like doing bikini." I don't like doing that. Bodybuilding, it's like it's mostly genetics. Yeah, you can have hard work and dedication, but if you don't have the genetics that back that up, you're not gonna be winning competition. Like what was it, that competition with Phil Heath and Kai Green, and the
uh,
reason why Kai Green lost is because his stomach was distended compared to Phil. Like I'm saying, it's just like a lot of things that come into play, but to each their own.
yeah, definitely. So, so back to the second half of the question. What about people struggling with plateaus and motivation? What advice would you give for them?
Well, first of all, like I said, everybody's different. So if you really, really need motivation and stuff, ask around or even get a coach, so he can assess like how you're lifting and he can like, try to fix where you're plateauing out. Or if you're not one of those people like me that you really need a coach or something like that, and you know that you're plateauing in a certain, at a certain lift, let's say a deadlift or anything like that, then that means you gotta like start working on accessories or start accessing that lift primarily compared to your other lifts. So then like a lot of things come into play, like like if you haven't eaten anything or like if you're not sleeping enough and stuff, like certain things you got to notice and start to fix in order for you to like break those plateaus and actually get stronger or build more muscle. First, you
Definitely.
problem and know what's going on in order for you to resolve that. If you don't know that, you're not gonna be able to resolve anything.
Yeah, I think that's really, really good advice, especially because that's something I noticed a couple years ago. Because I remember I had built myself up to a 335 bench by benching one time a week. And then I couldn't get past that for like a year. And then as soon as I started benching more than once a week, I was like, oh, I just need to do more volume and prioritize that lift, just like you're saying. And then everything went up. And then I went up to 350 and then 365. And now I'm at like 370. So
Oh yeah,
definitely
I'm guessing
making
like
it.
how people say in order for you to get stronger, you gotta stay at a certain weight. Then you gotta start let your body get accustomed to it and start repping it out like with volume or doing hypertrophy training, however you want to do it. And then from there you start going like you start increasing it. And that's the reason why, like I said, I use a sling and everything like that, because people
Yeah.
actually know, oh, if I can bench more than 320. But that's not it. Like I'm trying to get to a certain weight with the sling, and in order for that, I can like go back and even bench up to 405. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and people are not gonna know that until they actually see me doing it in a video.
Right. And it's also a good tool because it assists in the bottom portion of the lift, which is where you're in the most compromised position because everything is stretched. So
Mm-hmm.
like it allows you, like I was saying, it allows you to overload that weight, but to do it safely because it's helping you in the most compromised position. So
Yeah.
it's big brain stuff, but just most people don't really think about it like that. They just think it's like cheating. Um,
Those people are like, they're just arrogant, ignorant. They don't really know everything. And like you said, the keyboard warriors that just talk a lot of smack online are the ones that don't lift at all. So that at
yeah,
that point, keep on doing, because my method has been working for me for years. And like
yeah,
people saw me in high school, they were like, I used to be like this, and now it's just like I'm like this, and it's because of hard work and just eating a lot. Like I spent a lot of money on food, bro, a lot. Like you don't even understand. Like I used to weigh on high school. That was like 2012. So or even past that, like a little bit past that. But I used to weigh like 170 something. Now I'm 220, and that just
that's
year. And people be like, "How do you get so big and everything like that?" Bulking. I'm like, bro, you don't want to know. But what I used to do is that when in my previous job compared to the one I have now, I used to be driving like trucks and stuff, this flatbed trucks. So the thing is, I used to always go to Wendy's, and they used to always be, the 444s.
yes,
At first,
sir.
yes, yes. So I used to start with 1 4 for 4 every single day, and then my body will my stomach will get accustomed to that. And then after that, I'll increase it to 2, 3, and then up to the point that I was eating 4 4s at once. And people were like, "What the heck? How do you do that? Isn't your stomach toxic?" Yes, it was toxic. Yes, but it helped me extend my stomach with me having a fast metabolism in order for me to have a better appetite. My appetite used to be trash, dude. And I tried every
Yeah,
supplement in the market. Weight gain is everything. Everybody started with the good old fashioned, gold standard whey protein at the beginning, and then after that, you just go from there. And now people be like, "Do you still take supplements after I work out?" I'm like, sometimes, rarely, because the thing is, I take this one for called where is it? It's called. I even have it here to show for it. Like you see, Russian Bear 5,000. Each serving is 5,000 calories. This is
that's
insane.
pretty.
And I used to
Yeah,
that with a lot of stuff like eggs, like peanut butter. Used to make a concoction and stuff. Drink that every day. But once I looked up on YouTube, this one bodybuilder's pro. He had his pro card and everything like that. He's like, supplements are only made to supplement you if you're not eating enough and everything like that. But don't depend on it. Like a lot of people that take like 2, 3 supplements per day. I'm like, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? If you can eat enough and compensate for that, then you don't at the like in the reality of things, you don't even need supplements. I don't remember the last time I even took that. I just there sitting there collecting.
nice. So my last question for you is, what are your personal business and fitness goals for 2022? So what are your career goals, or like what are you trying to do with your art? And then we kind of talked about like your fitness goals a little bit, but what else are you trying to do?
Well, fitness goals, you already know. Like business, I'm not really into. Like the thing is, because like since I'm going to therapy and everything, like I don't really know how to talk to people like that. Like if they don't have that same type of mentality, so I'm not gonna be able to be successful in like training. And a lot of people told me, "Oh, you should be a trainer." it's not gonna work out. And it's because I train a lot of people like Marines and stuff. They just
Yeah.
can't keep up. So like you're talking about in regards to my art, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, when I move into my apartments, I'm trying to like become a tattoo artist because I like
Nice.
illustrating. But the thing is, I used to like spend hours and hours, literally hours, just crumbling up paper, having like a mountain of papers and stuff because I was
Yeah.
never satisfied with art when other people liked it. So the thing is like a lot of clientele. You know what I'm saying? So since
Yeah.
I like tattoos and I'm covering them and I like illustration, the best thing was even my tattoo artist saying like he tries to keep me up like what happened to your tattoos and everything like that. And that's the only thing setting me back. When I get my own apartment stuff, I have my own setup and stuff and start like going back and tattooing.
Nice. Word. All right. Well, I got to get ready for my lift. Again, I appreciate you for doing this, bro. This was super
Oh,
dope. There was a lot of knowledge dropped. You're a really smart dude. You're a really hard worker. So I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
yeah, no problem. Anytime, man.
Word. All right, bro. I'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Likewise, brother. Take it easy.
All right. See you.